Hey
All
everybody out
right.
there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner who's never been with us before. So would you like to introduce yourself to the fans out there?
Yes, hello. My name is Sean Schemmel, and that sounds like my Tomodachi version of me. I made my Tomodachi go talk like this, made it as annoying as possible, but that's what that sounds like, Chris. I'm Sean Schemmel. I play the voice of Goku on Dragon Ball Z, and I'm excited to be talking with Jackie here on The Fan, and that's who I am.
Well, we're happy to have you on. I'm glad you mentioned Tamagotchi actually because we just had an interview with the guys in charge of Tamagotchi. So the fans are
That's
all
great.
hyped about that.
His name's Tom.
Is it Tomodachi or Tomodachi? I don't remember. How do you say it in Japanese? It means friend in Japanese, right? Tomodachi
Right.
or Tomodachi? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, yeah. So I'm
Banana.
playing the game, and I made my character have my version of my me has a really annoying voice. I did it on purpose.
I think that's amazing. Hopefully they'll brand that and market it and then the fans can get their own.
Their own version of me being annoying.
Hey, I think fans would pay for it.
They would.
But obviously, since we're kind of short on time, and I do need to talk about the great, amazing thing that happened. Obviously, there's a new movie out for Dragon Ball, and that's insane.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else, like a great and amazing happy few, like you got an A on a test or something.
I've been out of school for like 5 years.
Oh, all right. So we're so we're gonna do talking about Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I'm excited to be with you guys because I'm excited to be talking about Goku. No, because I want to talk about the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods movie, which we're having our well, I can't say it's a world premiere technically because it already premiered in Japan, but it is the English-speaking world premiere.
It's national.
National, at least. Well, yeah, they always say world premiere. It's like
It's the world
series.
premiere of the English dub.
It's the world premiere of the English dub, which will be happening Thursday night. Invitation only though, so don't go rushing out to the theater yet because the actual national release will be first weekend in August, I guess. Is it 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th or something like that? 8th and 9th in August. Nationwide release. Hopefully it's coming to your town. Was it 500 theaters, 350 theaters, 500 theaters across America. So I'm just getting cues from my producer to make sure I'm giving the right data. Otherwise I'm sending people to the wrong theater at the wrong day, which would be funny, but not something I want to do. So yeah, did you have any questions?
Yes. Well, obviously, we got a chance to ask Chris about this when people were working on Kai. But Kai and Battle of the Gods are two different projects in a way because you're familiar with Kai, and Battle of the Gods is brand new material.
Oh, that's true. True. Well, yeah, Kai's. Yeah, and what's the question?
The question was, were you more comfortable, doing the stuff that you knew, or did you more enjoy like a new experience with Battle of Gods?
I definitely enjoyed a new experience with Battle of Gods, and it was only new in the sense that it was new material. The character is basically the same. Goku doesn't really change. And King Kai was basically the same. I think that it was. I think not that. I think it was really. I think Dragon Ball Z always brings its A game, but I think this film in particular even more brings the A game. Like. Better than pretty much everything I've ever done on Dragon Ball Z. I really like it that much. I think it's that good of a movie. And that's just saying like, Dragon Ball and all that is really good. This is really the way I want to frame that because it's that. And it was a unique experience, a new animation and new CGI graphics for like the power-ups and energy. So in recording it was just a lot of fun for me just as a fan of the show. So, I had my own fanboy moments in the booth, no pun intended.
Well, at least you didn't show up in a Dragon Ball shirt from high school.
No, although I do have the first Dragon Ball shirt. I have had this shirt like 15 years and it's fallen apart. It's the first shirt my producer gave me in the hallway. One day, there's a shirt for you, and it's my favorite shirt. I think I wore it to one session. No, I didn't. They were videotaping us the whole time. It's a ratty shirt. But anyway.
But that sounds like that you can't actually, go in pajamas for that kind of session when they're filming you for all the behind the scenes stuff. You can't be lazy about it.
Yeah, I did have to wear decent clothing and I didn't shave for some of it. I had to be careful about, any adjustments I needed to make while I'm recording. But other than that, it was kind of a creepy experience, but and I haven't really seen what it's going to look like, but apparently there's going to be some cool possible features that involve that video in the future, so it'll be cool, hopefully, for fans to see. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway.
Well,
I just want to see.
It's interesting because when people are in the booth and they're voice acting, it seems like they do a lot of emotions and physical like bumps and movements. And like, are you that type that just, you're very physical in the booth?
You, I can be. The thing is with being physical in the booth, and that's actually not a good trait to have as a voice actor, depending on the clothing you're wearing, is that you got to keep it still for the most part. Otherwise, you're going to make noise, and the mic's going to pick it up. I thought what I was going to do is I had this really, really noisy shirt, and I thought about wearing it to the first session just as a joke, and like moving my arms and be the whole time. But I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't since we're under such a tight deadline. But wearing a noisy shirt in the booth or moving around a lot is actually not a good idea, and staying on mic is really important. So I do on power ups. I will rise up on my toes. I think sometimes, and I do fist, clenching and things that kind of help me stay in the character. Really, as much as I've seen other actors do, nothing intense that's to where it interferes with the recording.
I can understand that. And it seems like the fans are super pumped for the film. I've only seen, especially in our live chat, people super excited about it. So are you expecting some amazing reactions from the fans, during Anime Expo and things like that?
Well, it's interesting because I've never been the kind of voice actor who's ever been nervous about like an actor will make a film and they're like, oh my God, it's going to be shown in this theater, and I'm going to be in the audience, and will I be? How's it going to turn out? And am I? I'm usually pretty confident about, hey man, I did my thing. I'm going home. I did a good job. I don't care. This one, I feel like I did a good job. This is the first time I'm actually nervous. I caught myself thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be sitting in the theater watching this with a bunch of people, some of whom I know, some of whom I don't know. And I'm actually nervous if my performance has turned out because, and on this movie in particular, while it's everybody's in the film, the first part of the film, I'm doing a lengthy scene with Goku and King Kai, so I'm talking to myself. So there's a whole lot of the content that's relying on that performance in that part. And then at the end, I have this huge battle with Beerus, and if I think if Beerus wasn't such a damn good actor, those scenes would not be, I don't think, very good. Even though I think the film is great, I'm very hard on myself as an actor. So I'm like, I feel like the other actors are making me look really good. So I'm actually nervous about watching this, and I'm afraid. I'm like, gosh, I hope the jokes that are written that I have to deliver come off, and I hope that the screams aren't. I hope the screams come off, and I hope the mix sounds good. And I'm confident the mix will sound good because our mix engineer is ridiculously awesome. So it's going to be. I think it'll be a good mix, but I haven't seen it yet. So this is the first time I've ever been nervous about the release of any work I've ever done in 15 years of being a voice actor. So I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I have to say that to me, that's really interesting because I would think, early on in your career, you'd be pretty nervous about getting in front of a mic. But to me, that shows how important it is to you that you did a good job. And I think that shows the same thing to the fans as well.
It's extremely important to me. I was never nervous when I first started on Dragon Ball Z because I spent 20 years as a classical musician playing French horn in front of large orchestras, and that is a terrifying instrument to play. So when you had to do that for a number of years, standing in a booth and recording when there's no audience was not scary, but I think also because my relationship with fans has grown over the years, that I've always cared, and I've always cared about what they think and the reaction, but I think I care more because in my recent visits to conventions, it's changed into, wow, it's cool you're on Dragon Ball Z 2, you were my entire childhood, or you're a legend, and I'm kind of taking in more the long-term effect voicing the character this long has had on people. And so it's kind of, you got to be careful, because if you let that creep into your acting in the booth, it's got to be me and the director in the booth. I can't have other emotions that I'm worried about while I'm working. So on the one hand, I very much, but I can't care when I'm in the booth, and then when I'm not in the booth, I can care. But yes, that's a long roundabout answer. It's basically affirming the same thing you just said.
Well, it's funny because now you have a new generation of people that are watching you. I said this yesterday to Chris. My brother's kids now, they're watching Kai because it's available on TV and things like that. So it seems like it's never ending.
Chris says you didn't tell him that. You're lying.
No, she basically just complimented me and said how much of a better actor I am.
She complimented you, and said how much of a better actor. That's what he's saying. I don't know if you can't hear him. I don't know.
He's trying to make me look bad. I don't know what I did to him. We didn't give him coffee yesterday. Was that it? Is that why you're mad?
I don't know if he drinks coffee.
All she did was compliment me in my interview. I don't know why she hasn't.
I don't know. She doesn't think I'm a very good. I don't know.
That's not true. I've been bugging my voice teacher to get you on the show.
I have 2 minutes, Jackie.
I know you have 2 minutes, so for the fans out there, is there any place where they can find you and stalk you in a nice way on the internet?
Yes, I have my Twitter is at Sean Schemmel. I don't have the stupid blue check mark. I don't know why I don't have a stupid blue check mark. People ask me if I'm real all the time, and I just tell them I'm the fake Sean Schemmel. So I'm at Sean Schemmel on Twitter. I have an official fan page on Facebook. I have a website that I have the name purchased, but I haven't done anything with it yet. Any other questions or?
Nope, that's it. I don't want to make you late for what you guys have coming up, so I do appreciate the fact that you joined us today.
No, I thank you for having me, and I'm real excited to hear fans' reaction of Battle of Gods, and I personally think it's the best Dragon Ball Z movie to date, and I think it's gonna, the movie alone will reignite, like it was like Dragon Ball Z, and then there's those fans, and then a new generation with Kai, and I think this movie alone is gonna grab a bunch of kids and start it all over again, and I'll be 80 years old trying to do a Kamehameha for some kid again and go Kamehameha. So I feel like Dragon Ball Z is the gift that keeps on giving, so I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. So thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. As I said, we're all very excited, and we hope you have a great day. And for any of the listeners out there that missed any of this interview, don't fret. You can find it on the website within the next few days, so keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.